What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be unboxing Boyu's newly released Weilong WRM 2020. So I'm pretty excited for this cube because I really liked the RS3M 2020, which was only 10 pounds on speedcubing.org, even less if you use the code Micah. And I didn't really like the original WRM very much, but from what most people say, it seems like this cube fixes everything I didn't like about it. So we got a really nice big box here. I'm sure I'll be able to use that as like a nice cube cover. But anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so we've got this nice package thing for the cube. And we have a box of accessories. Looks like the tensioning tools, a screwdriver, extra core, and tighter springs, and a couple extra magnets. And I wonder if this is like the RS3M 2020, if like you can add them to the edges. That'll be interesting. But let's look at the cube. So it's 55.0 millimeters actually. I'm not sure if it's the first time a cube's been that small. Or like exactly that size. I know there's stuff like the GAN 3x4. But it seems like the norm lately has been 55.5 millimeters. And right off the bat, I'm noticing the frosted plastic is extremely slippery. And, which I do not like. On my RS3M 2020, it's kind of worn down after about 2,000 souls. But let's do some first turns. It's really sandy out of the box. Magnets are noticeable, but kind of light. It's really fast and, kind of loose, I guess. But it seems like a really nice cube out of the box. Let's check corner cutting. Oh man, this thing can corner cut almost anywhere. Corner cutting's quite effortless, just like in the RS3M 2020. It's definitely lighter than the RS3M 2020, at least with the extra magnets in the RS3M 2020. You can definitely feel that this cube's a lot lighter. So I'll just scramble it up and do a casual solve. So I'm noticing that cube was really hard to control during that solve, so I'll try slowing it down with some lube, and I'll give some thoughts about it later. So I took apart the cube to look at the mechanism, and I also took apart the RS3M 2020, because that's their, like, second newest cube, and the RS3M 2020 definitely has a much more basic mechanism. This cube seems like it has more contact points, and it has this little design that kind of looks like a sun on the corners. I think that's like maybe the anti-stick design. Since my camera won't focus on the pieces, I'll just show you what it looks like on the box. So you can see all those little dots on the corner. So I remember the original WRM having a lot of like contact points in the pieces. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me, but it seems like it's following the path of the original WRM with like a more complicated mechanism, and we'll see how that helps the cube turn. Okay, so a couple things I forgot to mention. yes, this cube does have Moyu's dual adjustment system, and I believe it's the same as the original WRM. Not sure if it has 8 settings or 9 settings, but whatever it has double the amount because it also has tighter springs. And I didn't see the pamphlet at first because it was at the bottom of the accessories box, but here's pamphlet of how to solve the cube, I guess. And got a picture of the designer. And guess this is a card of the designer. And here got Yusheng Du's 3.47. And I guess this is about the box the cube comes in, which I honestly think is really nice for transportation. And also about the screwdrivers and tensioning systems. And here's a card of Lucas Sutter. And yeah, that's about it for what's inside the box. I'll leave a link in the description for where you can buy this cube. And please use my discount code Micah for 5% off. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'll be back with some final thoughts over some solves, and I may or may not come out with a review of this cube if my opinions change on it. Okay, so I've had this cube for several hours now, and I've done about 300 solves in it, and I'll be sharing some thoughts on it. What you're seeing is a 6.89 average of 5 I somehow managed to get on camera with this cube, which is, I think, is my PB2 on StackMat. I slowed this cube down with some lube, and it's much more controllable. I still think it's faster than the RS3M 2020 for me, but I can at least somewhat control it, and I've kind of gotten used to it already. Overall, I would kind of just say this cube is like an RS3M 2020, but lighter and faster, and it also kind of feels more premium. Like, you can tell that this is more expensive of a cube than the RS3M 2020. I think a lot of people would like this for one-handed solving, since it's 55.0 millimeters, which is slightly smaller than the standard size for 3x3s these days, and it's also quite fast and has medium-weak magnets, all of which combined make for a good OH cube in my opinion. Other than that, there's not really much to say about this cube. It's really just quite similar to the RS3M 2020, just a little bit lighter and faster, which means that if you're in the market for a new 3x3 and price matters to you, I would definitely recommend the RS3M 2020 over the WRM 2020, since they're both really similar in performance. It's all up to personal preference if you have both. And the RS3M 2020 is like 3 times as cheap. Anyways, that's all I have to say for now. Enjoy the rest of these solves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.